this video, I'm building the perfect Liverpool transfer window that could not only make them the kings of England, but also the kings of Europe. Stay till the end of the video to discover the striker I've added to this team. Let's dive in. Let's start by the goalkeeper position. We have to say that Liverpool are blessed in that positions because they have Alisson Becker, Vitek Jaros as the third goalkeeper, and also Krim Hill as the second goalkeeper. We think Krim Hill deserves to be number one somewhere else, so we'll have to replace him in the squad, and it's good because Liverpool have already bought his replacement, and I think he's also the future Liverpool number one, Georgi Mamadashvili, the Georgian goalkeeper who's really an excellent La Liga goalkeeper. I think he could come in this season and be the backup for Alisson Becker, and why not maybe in a few years become the number one. Alisson again has proved that this season that he deserves to be the number one. He's been incredible. Sometimes he's saved us in Champions League, for example his match against Paris Saint-Germain. I think everyone remembered why he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And for Krim Kedah, I think, as I said, he earned his place to go, and for around $35 million I think Liverpool could well sell him. Let's move to the other positions. For the center back role, we have Virgil van Dijk. Of course, he's gonna stay. He has extended his contract. I don't know why it took too long to extend him. He's the best defender in the world. He doesn't look a bit slowing down. I think he still have 3 to 4 years left in him. So it's good that Virgil van Dijk is staying, but we need someone who can cover him also. Let's move to Ibrahima Konate. Ibrahima Konate, his contract is running up till next summer, and for me it's a bit worrying his situation because I know Liverpool have tried to extend him since last season. It hasn't have worked. I know that he likes Paris a lot. He's from Paris, so maybe a free transfer to Paris would make sense for him. I know that Real Madrid also has been on him, so it's a scary situation to be in, and that's why I'm bringing in also a player that will not only cover Van Dijk position but also compete with Konate. If Konate comes to leave, also he'll take his place. There is also Joe Gomez, who's the third center back player, and he's been a lot injured this season, and I think for me we have to move on. I think this guy has been incredible for years. He has been always there for the team. He has played all the defense roles. He has played left back, center back, right back. He has always proved to be a reliable player, but injuries have ruined, I think, his career at Liverpool, and I think that's why we have to move on him. And I think I feel around 10 to 15 million there is clubs in Premier League who might be interested. If not, there's also the Saudi clubs, and there is also Jarrell Quansah. For me, I think we have to keep Jarrell Quansah, even if he has been deceiving. I don't forget his first season, it was really promising for me. I thought even he could be the long-term Van Dijk replacement. I haven't lost hope because I think there is potential in there. I think this season he has also been unlucky. If you have seen, for example, the last game against Chelsea, he has a non-goal for himself, but he's so unlucky. And I think, giving him the preseason, giving back his confidence, I think he could be well coming also a serious contender for that role. That being said, for the center back role, there is a player that absolutely makes sense. I think he would love to join Liverpool, and I think for how Slot wants to play, it's perfect because he can play the left center back role where he needs someone to cover Van Dijk. He can also play at the right center back role because he can play with both feet. For me, he's perfect solution, and you already know his name is Dean Huijsen. Dean Huijsen, for me, he's the generational ball playing center back. I've presented him a lot on this channel, so for a fee around 50 million, for me it absolutely makes sense. And also, if Liverpool maybe doesn't succeed to obtain him, I know that Arsenal are on him, but I know that Real Madrid might make a move for him. I doubt so because it's 50 million. I doubt that Real Madrid will spend a lot for a defender, especially with Eder Militao, who will come back, Raul Asensio, who's been also good, another young defender. I doubt so. So let's say if they buy him, my second option would be Mark Gahey. I think it's time that he earns himself a big move to a top team. He's a top Premier League defender. He has experience. He's a captain for years at that Palace side, that great Palace side. He's been the best player at the Euros for me for England. He's the player that impressed me a lot. He's left-footed. There is a lot of conditions to that make him really a pro player, and also he has only 1 year left on his contract, so Palace won't ask a lot, I think. So if Dean Huijsen can be made this summer, we have to go for Mark. For the fullback position, you have Andy Robertson. I think I will keep him for his experience, and I think he can bring in something in the dressing room. We still need leaders in this team because this Liverpool team would be a young team. So to have players like Andy Robertson who have experience, who have won a lot, will help this team. But I'm selling Costa Tsimikas for a fee around 15 million. I think he has been a great backup. His personality in the dressing room. He's not a player that will be forgotten easily. There is also Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's leaving for free to join Real Madrid. What else to say? It's his decision. Respect his decision. I don't understand it necessarily. He has asked to leave, and I don't see why Liverpool fans shouldn't understand his decision. To replace him, you have the perfect player for that role, and it's Conor Bradley. I've seen a lot of rumors linking Jeremy Frimpong to Liverpool, but that's the worst idea possible. For me, buying Jeremy Frimpong also switches all the way we play. We have to think also about the left back position. For me, my left back position role, my number one target would have been Milos Kerkez for around 35 million. I think that's a Liverpool transfer. The fee is not that high. The player is really progressing a lot. He had a great season in the Premier League. He's hungry for more. His profile matches that as the young Robertson. For me, that's a perfect move for Liverpool. But if you bring in Jeremy Frimpong, I doubt that Liverpool would take that much risk because you have two offensive fullback on each side. Will you ask Kerkez to play more as a third centre back? I don't see him playing that role. I don't see him fitting in that role. So if you buy Jeremy Frimpong, I think you might have to consider another option as left back, someone who can slot in that left-footed centre back role. So for me, Jeremy Frimpong for around 35 million. It's a great move. It's a great move for many teams. It makes sense. The guy is really a nice guy. I've seen him, his vibes, everything. It's a player that I would love to have in my dressing room. The player is really good. His statistics, I think they're excellent, but we don't play three at the back and we don't play wing backs. So to bring in Jeremy Frimpong to play him at fullback doesn't make any sense for me, even if the price is right. So for me to cover Conor Bradley, I'll bring in someone who's more experienced, someone also who's homegrown, someone who can, who can cover even the left back row if needed. For me, that player is Ola Aina, and he's free. And for the left back position, I've said it. So for me, it has to be Milos Kerkez for around of $35 million. For the midfield, we have Wataru Endo, Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, and Ryan Gravenberch. For the sixth row, I think we have to keep trusting Ryan Gravenberch. I know that he wants to play high on the pitch. He has said that he would prefer to be an 8 in that Liverpool team. But I think the sixth row fits him so well, and I won't forget his part of the season where he was, honestly, for me, one of the best players in the beginning of the season. But he slowed down, and because Slot also didn't trust his team. So I know that Slot wants someone who can bring in something more different to Gravenberch, maybe a natural 6 in that team. So I might recruit a natural 6 in that team, and that's the only midfield I'm adding into this team. And for me, it has to be Angelo Stiller. For me, he's a great player in that Stuttgart side. He's one of the best players I've enjoyed seeing in the Bundesliga, and for around $35 million, I think again his release clause, his price, it matches FCG business plan again. So for me, Angelo Stiller for around $35 million makes a lot of sense. But I'll still keep Wataru Endo, who's more of a natural 6 and can also play as a centre back, can also play as a right back, and he brings us enough experience that we actually need in this Liverpool team. But McAllister, honestly, one of the most underrated players in the world, really good. I don't see anywhere he lacks something. I think he can even again become even much more better. So for me, Alexis McAllister, he has to stay. We have Curtis Jones to cover him, who's also an excellent young player. I think he's gaining more confidence, and I think Slot has to trust him also at some key moments in the season. Dominic Soboslai stays as my number 10. I would have loved to bring in Morgan Rogers in perfect conditions, but I think the price that Villa would ask won't make sense for now. So maybe Morgan Rogers would be an option to consider for the upcoming transfer windows. But for now, I keep Dominic Soboslai, and to cover his position, going to keep Harvey Elliott. I've seen rumors linking him to Wolves, to Brighton, but we have to keep Harvey. For me, you have to keep a player that wants to stay. He's a young player, he's home ground, he can cover Salah also at the right wing position. For me, you have to keep Harvey Elliott. But even if he goes, I'm not buying someone to replace him. I'm not buying Ryan Shaki, because I think Slot would have a problem with Harvey Elliott, but with his playing style, maybe he doesn't fit in that team. So bringing Ryan Shaki, who has less work rate, I don't think he would fit in Slot's team. So if Harvey Elliott decides to leave, I'm making a big bet and I'm trusting Trey Nayoni from the academy to cover the mix of the 10. Well, for my forwards, I have Lucho Diaz, Cody Gakpo, Darwin Nunez, Diogo Jota, Mohamed Salah, and Federico Chiesa. Understood why Slot hasn't trusted him this season. I've seen rumors saying that he didn't trust him in the second part of the season because of his performance against Plymouth when we got eliminated. But I feel that would have been unjust, because he wasn't the only player who was playing. Yes, he was really poor, but like the rest of the team. So why did other players keep getting chances but not Federico Chiesa? I think his treatment has been just. I see that there is a player in him. Every time he's played, he's brought something different in that attack, and for me, we have to keep him. We have to trust him. Klopp has to give him a full preseason, and there won't be any excuses on why he doesn't get game time. So for me, Federico Chiesa stays, and I see him being the replacement for Diogo Jota. So Diogo Jota for me has to leave this summer. Physically, I think he can't put another good season. You have seen him; he's getting more and more injuries, and physically, for me, he doesn't look fit to me. So for maybe a last big contract in Saudi would make sense for him, and for a fee around 50 million, I think Liverpool would have a lot of money to buy replacement as a number 9, because Darwin Nunez also is also another player I'm selling in that Liverpool team. I think it hasn't been the perfect match between Darwin Nunez and Liverpool. I think it doesn't tell the whole story, because I think again Liverpool had the perfect profile. I think Slot would have dreamed to have a striker like Darwin Nunez. What he brings in, everything a part of the mentality. Darwin Nunez is excellent, but I think he has really big mentality issues, so doesn't make him relieve his potential. But I'm sure that Darwin Nunez maybe at a club like Atletico in Saudi, I think Darwin Nunez will do really better, because the pressure at Liverpool he hasn't lived up to the pressure at Liverpool. So Darwin Nunez at around 50 to 60 million dollars, I would have, for me, it's a complete sell. And so I'm keeping Mohamed Salah, I'm keeping Gakpo, and I'm keeping Lucho Diaz. But I'm buying in a striker. For me, this Liverpool team needs a striker, a true number 9, someone who will bring in goals, someone who will also create goals for the other players around him, and that's Alexander Isak. For me, he's the perfect number 9 for Liverpool. For the way we want to play, he's perfect player. And I think if Liverpool goes for him, I don't think he will say no. So Liverpool have to try him. I know that he's the number 1 target for Liverpool, so they have to really try to go for him. That it doesn't manage to get him. For me, my number 2 option he's not Ekitike. For me, I think Ekitike is also a sort of mini Isak. I think his playing style really looks like Isak. I think his athleticism, he brings in something more similar to Isak, but I think he's not ready for Liverpool. And replacing Nunez with a player who's not ready, I think it will be the worst idea possible. And for a fee around 80 million, you could find better. So Ekitike, I think he would be, for example, the perfect solution for a team like, let's say, Villa. If they sell Watkins and they can make Rashford transfer permanent, I think he could fit in that Villa side. I think he can fit in that Newcastle side as like replacement also. So Ekitike, I'm not taking him to Liverpool, but I'm taking the other Swedish striker. If Isaac doesn't come, we have to go for Victor Gyökeres. I think he has been credible this season. He's a natural goal scorer, but I think he also has much more in his game that could help this Liverpool attack. So Isaac comes in, but we also need a player who will be able to cover Salah position. For me, we have seen this season that Salah needs some rest at some time, and we need to bring in also someone like against PSG. We've seen it. We need to bring in someone who has a different playing style. For me, that's why I'm bringing in an electric winger, someone who can provide something opposite to what Salah brings in. For me, I've considered two options: Antoine Semenyo in Bournemouth, but again, I think Bournemouth will ask a crazy fee for Antoine Semenyo. He's two-footed. He's the player who takes the most shots in the Premier League. I see him as a man. I think he could become a top player in the Premier League. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, but again, I think they will ask a lot of money, and if you just bought Isaac, I don't think we will have another 80 million to put on a player who will just be Salah cover. So another player we've been linked to for years and who dreamed to play in the Premier League is Johan Bakayoko. Johan Bakayoko for around of $35 million for me makes absolute sense. Could bring in something more different, more good one-on-one, and he could really be a great Salah backup. So that's it, guys. I believe this Liverpool transfer window would make them not only become the kings of England again, but also the kings of Europe. I want to hear what you think in the comments. Do you think Isaac transfer could be realistic, or am I just dreaming? So let me know, and let me also know the other team you want me to build their perfect transfer summer windows, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.